In the midst of social distancing and business lockdowns, a freelance writer and a graphic artist bought a bus, converted it into a tiny home on wheels, and moved out of our 4-bedroom house. 1 year later, we downsized to a Chevy Express. Now we travel between Texas and Pennsylvania from April through November while exploring small towns with rich histories. In the winter, we hunker down in Texas in our schoolie and dream of our next big trip.
We're Alan and Teresa.
And we're rolling with our gnomies.
Well, we're in Frederick, Maryland. Just a hop and a skip.
No, we're not in Frederick. We're in Thurmont.
Oh, sorry. My bad. We done did Frederick. We're in Thurmont, Maryland. Just a hop and a skip of throw across the state line from Gettysburg. So we're going to walk the streets here in Thurmont, see what they've got to offer. They've got a walking tour. We're going to walk it today. And our first house here is called the Match House. It was built by a guy in 1805, and he is credited with creating the first friction matches in the United States. And he got the idea from similar concept in France, and so he made the matches and then started selling them, and
but he didn't patent it.
But he didn't patent the matches, and so a lot of copycat manufacturers came along afterwards,
and one of them did patent it.
Yeah, one of them did patent the matches, but this is where he lived, right here in Thurmont, Maryland. Now, right across the street from the Match House, this building was the first hotel in Thurmont. Jacob Weller, the guy that created the matches, purchased the property in August 1805, and you can see on the chimney, we're not on that side of it, but on the chimney there's an inscription that says 1805. It's on the west side chimney gable. The building was used as a home and the first inn in town, with a large stable area on the east side.
Yeah, that's taken up by houses now.
Yeah, it's minimally altered and now restored as an example of Anglo-German architecture.
Okay.
Alright, and you head along Altamont to the church. Now we're at the United Methodist Church. It's a building right beside a cemetery. And it's one of the oldest churches in Thurmont, dating back to 1830. Jacob Weller Jr., who's a third generation of the Weller family, lived in Mechanicstown, which is now known as Thurmont. They changed its name in 1892. He donated the ground for this building, for the building of a Brethren church and cemetery, right here at this location. And so, when he died in 1831, his grave was the first in the Brethren Church Cemetery. A little interesting tidbit. President Jimmy Carter attended Weller UMC with his daughter Amy in May 1977.
Huh. I did not know that.
I'm guessing probably when he was up here at Camp David at one point.
I would assume so, since Camp David's right over there on the hill.
Oh, nice sized cemetery.
Right. I wonder when it switched from Brethren to UMC.
That's a good question. Alright, so we're here at Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church. A March 1828 manuscript at Mount St. Mary's University says the priests at the college were taking care of a Catholic congregation in this town of Mechanicsburg, or Mechanicstown, as it was known at the time. The rector of the seminary advocated the construction of a church in 1856. This church building was dedicated on June 5th, 1859, and you can see the Gothic style. Looks real pretty. President and Mrs. Kennedy attended Mass here once while at Camp David. is a nice looking building. And the American flag out front. Beautiful. So this house is called the Krieger house. It's really two houses in one. The small log house dating to the 1820s is inside an enlarged Victorian brick house built in 1876. The original house was owned by Daniel Rouser and appears on the 1825 tax records. His son purchased the house in 1865. During the Civil War, he was promoted twice for bravery and endured a brief period of imprisonment. In 1926, it was sold to Edwin Krieger, who was a local Chevrolet dealer. In 1990, Mrs. Krieger donated the house to the Thurmont Historical Society. Interesting. They call Thurmont the gateway to the mountains, and it's on the Maryland Civil War Trail. It says settled Thurmont 1751. So we always seem to find two things whenever we go into a small town. If it's the county seat, we of course find the county courthouse, and of course the Mason's Lodge.
We accidentally find the Mason's Lodge.
Yeah, we just stumble upon them. The Acacia Lodge of the Free and Accepted Masons. It was constituted in March 31st, 1871. So this was a furniture store known as Krieger's Furniture Store. It opened in 1840 when James Krieger expanded his coffin making business to include furniture in what was then called Mechanicstown. Now it's Thurmont. Later, both the town and the business changed names, and the store became James Krieger and Son Furniture, Undertaking and Embalmers, and later M.L. Krieger. Today, it's now a family-run furniture and home decor business, and not much has changed about the internal structure. You can see the fireplace, grill, whatever it is back there, made of stone. And I'm not sure what it's there for, why it's there, who put it there, whatever. But we're coming upon the Thurmont Memorial Park, which is just beyond this house. And it is the only park in Maryland that commemorates soldiers from every American war, from the French and Indian War to Iraq and Afghanistan. And so there's the Memorial Park. It's just a nice little city park with a stream running through it. Yeah, brick wall right here on the bridge. There's a gazebo there in the center of the park. Nice park benches, and then there's the memorial there with the commemoratives there in a circle around the flags, and a gazebo up there with more memorials. And a couple of stone columns right out here on the front. And there you have it. The only park in Maryland that commemorates every soldier from every war in the U.S. This is a really cool looking building there. This is the Trolley commemorative, the trolley car in Thurmont. Hagerstown and Frederick Railroad Motor Freight number 5. This car was used to carry freight, not passengers. Trolley transportation came to its end February 20th, 1954. And with private donations, the town of Thurmont Lions Club, and Acadia Lodge had murals installed on the building depicting the history of Thurmont and all the natural resources that surround Thurmont. So, you know, you've got the bugler, and you got mountains, and you got bridges, and barns, and all kinds of cool things. That's a pretty nice looking building. Well done, well painted. Oh, you can see the sign right there. Life began in 1886 when the Monocacy Valley Railroad Company built a steam train line to haul iron from Catoctin Furnace to Thurmont and the Western Maryland Railroad. The Thurmont Lions Club have created the Thurmont Trolley Trail, which is a 3/4 mile trail that will take you to the Thurmont Regional Library, and future connector to the Gateway Trail, which will take you to Catoctin Mountain Park. And it runs right alongside the Memorial Park here. Welcome to the
15 miles south of Gettysburg, 15 miles north of Frederick, and approximately 60 miles from Washington, D.C. and Baltimore.
Yeah. And it says a little write-up about Thurmont. Established in 1751 as the gateway to the mountains. There you have it, folks. So you can see the beautiful view of the mountains there.
Camp David's up there somewhere.
Just on the other side of these buildings. The Camp David's up there in those mountains there somewhere. No one knows exactly where. If you get caught near it, they'll arrest you and shoot you in the head.
They will not. They don't even stop you if you're close by, as long as the president is not there.
Right.
Alright, if I don't do this right, then I'm going to be on the bad side of my wife. So y'all bear with me and pray for me. But while you're doing that, don't forget, share us with your friends. Like us if you like us. Like us if you don't. Subscribe to the channel. It helps us out. God bless.